What's up everyone, my name is RoyaleRebelle, and in this video I'm going to talk about the recent Dwelf spoiler for Dead by Daylight. This isn't going to be a super long video because all the devs gave us was some screenshots on Twitter, so we're not going to know the full details of the spoiler until later. So if you guys don't follow or if you haven't seen, Dead by Daylight tweeted out a dropped spoiler for an upcoming mechanic. This mechanic will allow you to see actions that other survivors on the map are currently doing. It looks like there's one for totems, chests, generators, and a way to tell if a survivor is in active chase through icons near the survivor's portraits. But the real question is, how is this going to affect the game? If I'm being honest, I don't really think this is going to have that much of an effect on gameplay. While the majority of players solo queue, and that's clearly what this feature is built for, I don't really think it's going to have the impact that the developers are hoping it's going to have. Now, the primary reason I think this is because survivors have how many aura reading perks. Now granted, not all of them reveal other survivors' auras, but even knowing what the killer is doing can be helpful to know what's going on in the map. But solo queue is a very much every man for himself type of environment. And I think that's really evident by the fact that anytime a survivor or survivors are overly altruistic, the first assumption is that they must be in a Swift. While that's not always the case, especially in endgame situations, it still paints a decent picture of how people view solo queue and how it usually plays out. And when it comes down to this feature, that's all it feels like to me. It's a form of aura reading or information perk, except you just don't know where the survivors are doing these actions at. If there is a primary benefit, I feel like it would be situations where you've been accused of hiding the whole time, because now there's kind of proof that you didn't. But again, I need to be honest, I don't even think it'll be that impactful if someone's feeling cheated. Like, in those moments, emotions are usually pretty high, someone's feeling heated, and logic just gets thrown out the window. But I do want to say that I appreciate that the developers are trying to bridge that gap between solo queue and swiffing. As someone who primarily solo queues, probably one of the biggest headaches comes from a lack of communication. There's really only so much that teabagging, flashlight clicking, or pointing can convey. And as we've entered this gen regression meta, I think being able to communicate more efficiently is really important, especially because I feel like there has been an uptick in like 3-gen situations. So while I like the line of thinking behind this mechanic, I do think the developers are overestimating its impact. I really think nothing short of in-game communication is truly going to bridge that gap between solo queue and swiffing, which is something I know a lot of players have strong feelings about. But if there's interest, I'll make a video on how I would handle in-game voice chat in Dead by Daylight, because I do think there's room for it in this game. But that's the new feature being teased by developers. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more Dead by Daylight content. And if you want to check out my Twitch streams, I currently go live on Sundays and Thursdays 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Saturdays 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.